What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another great edition of No Love Philly, the podcast dedicated to artists, activists, musicians, comedians, breweries, basically anybody in, around, or passing through the city of Philadelphia and making this place as awesome as it is. Today, man, we've got a great one for you. We got to interview the dude from Bucks County Drum Company. We got to check them out at the fire. Fucking dude, this is a badass story. Like, this is a legit badass story. This is a dude who fucking loses it all, fucking grinds the 9 to 5, works from after that, dude, after work and on weekends, and just dedicates it to making his dream come true. And he did it, dude. He fucking did it. So, like, now he doesn't, this is his day job. This is what he does. And he makes drums, and he's got his own patent. Well, he's working on it, patent pending technology. He worked it way up, dude, to get his stuff put inside Modern Drummer. Dude, could you imagine? It's like the magazine that we all like look at when we're kids. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things that you see and you're like, man, if I would love to be in this magazine. And we talk about that. We talk about, like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but like, it's Modern Drummer, and like, he's worked his way to get endorsed like this dude. And we interviewed the dude from Modern Drummer. That's another interview that you can expect coming up. But he even says, man, he tested it. In his own words, he tested it. He liked it. And so he's like, yeah, he's all for it. And it's just an amazing story, man. If you're a drummer in a band, if you're somebody that's looking for a way to make it in this industry, this is the interview, man. This is literally 13 years in the making, and dude's just been working his ass off trying to make it happen, and he's done it. He lost, he bet on himself, he made it happen. And it's just an awesome story, man. uh he doesn't say this in the interview, but he did tell me off air, is that, like, he said he didn't say this because he didn't want to make it too sad. He's a very prideful person. You can tell him that he feels very much like, you work for, everything that you've got, and he doesn't want any pity. He doesn't want any, like, sympathy. He's just, like, very down to earth. But he told me that, like, that even after the divorce, like, after that, he ended up losing his job, and, like, that's when he was like, I gotta make this happen. And he did what he did, and he made it happen. And it's just a killer story, man. I love stories, and this is such a great fucking story. um Made it all the way, dude. Modern Drummer, fucking A, dude, doing clinics with Modern Drummer. By the way, this interview took place at the fire. It was part of the drum clinic that they have going on. They got so much new shit going on, dude. There, it's amazing. I'm so excited to see, like, what happens at the fire. Yeah, dude, drum clinics, dude. It's becoming a place that you can go to learn, to try new things, to workout material. It's just becoming this amazing, like, place where ideas and creativity and things can flow, and you can learn new skills. And well, I'm just super stoked about, like, what happens next with that. And I can't wait to get Karen on. I'm really want to interview her, and talk about that more. But for now, dude, this is Buck's Drum Company, man. And fucking awesome story, dude. And I hope you give it the time that it deserves, man, because it is a cool story. Let's talk about some things that are going on at the fire. I'm pulling up their page now. February 10th, St. Wild. February 11th, Body Soul at the fire. I think I missed all of these. February 13th, Mardi Gras Masquerade Cosplay Ball. That's going down. Yeah, man. February 13th, the Mardi Gras Masquerade Cosplay Ball. February 14th, Glam Rock Valentine, Cowbell Superstar, and Candy Volcano. I believe that Karen put me in touch with Cowboy Superstar to interview. I definitely not going to be able to make it there February 14th. That is Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, but my wife would kill me. But we will absolutely 100% get them on. It's such an interesting fucking story. There's a hook involved. There's a missing hook involved that gets found later. A missing prosthetic, and it ends up getting found at the fire. I can't wait to hear that story. That's going to be awesome. On the February 15th, you have Gibeus Moon, Chino Cowboy, Bohemian Less Popular Creeps. February 15th at 8 p.m. at the fire. February 16th, Marvel Black Panther Costume and Dance Party Benefit. February 16th, that's going down. A Marvel Black Panther Costume and Dance Party Benefit. February 17th, Super Collider featuring homemade weapons. And then that's going down at 9 p.m. on February 17th. February 18th, you've got Rec Fed's World's Fattest Finger Drummer. Other finger performers, there's lots of drum stuff going on. I love it. February 20th, Church Open Heckle Mic. Oh, God, I would really like to be a part of that. Yeah, that's going down February 20th. And for those that you don't know, the fire is located, it's in Fishtown at 412 West Girard Avenue. February 21st, Women Crush Wednesday. I think we have some friends that are going to that. Camp Candle. I think Camp Candle is going to do a Women Crush Wednesday here. I don't know the date on that. I want to say I think it is the February 21st. Let's see here. 29 inches. Yeah. So just so you know that Women Crush Wednesday is an evening of women-fronted bands, performers, artists, radio hosts, videographers, managers, venue owners, managers, the apparel business owners, illustrators, chefs, sound engineers, producers, promoters, and all in the entertainment industry rocking out at the legendary venue, The Fire. You can enjoy the show, socialize, network, have fun, more. I didn't know if you knew this, but The Fire has the largest selection of $3 beers. $4 citywides, $4 well drink shots. Yeah, man, they have all of that going on. Anyway, February 22nd, Pit Hair, Gia, and More Metal. February 23rd, Panaphonic, Hidden Lights, Primitive Heart, Vicious Blossoms. We're going to be so fucking busy. And then February, Melancholy Fox, Styrofoam Dinosaur Water Park, February 24th at the fire. That's everything for February. I should probably only done a week, but I'm hoping to interview a lot of these bands. I cannot wait to get that 80s band on. An amazing story with a lost prosthetic. But for now, let's get to Bucks County Drum Company. Bucks County Drum Company. And, dude, it's an amazing story. I know this was a long intro. I know. But enjoy the story because it is awesome. And, just imagine yourself like working a 9 to 5 and then after that working to get your drum set up, creating a patent, trying to get that submitted, eventually finding your way to be able to be featured in Modern Drummer and eventually be able to do business with one of the managing editors there. It's an awesome story. I hope you guys like it. You guys are gonna be testing stuff out. I knew it. All right, man. So here we are. We're at the fire. You got to fucking. Why don't you introduce yourself and say who you're from?
My name's Chris Carr. I'm a lifetime woodworker and drummer.
Dude, so how did you get into? I mean, you were talking downstairs that you were a carpenter, right?
I
mean, how did you get into the drum business?
Well, I had my own cabinet business, and after about
cabinets for amps, or
no, I'm
or
sorry, furniture.
Okay, all right.
Kitchen cabinets and entertainment centers and whatnot. And I had taken about 7-8 years off from playing drums, and I started playing again in 2003. And
just out of nowhere, like you were just like,
it was something I wanted. I got married, and I felt like I had a little bit more room to breathe with personal time, and so I started playing again. And oddly enough, during the process of me beginning to play and get in a band, I also got divorced. So I have to question whether, you know, maybe playing had something to do with the end of that relationship. But what happened was, being out of the loop with musical instruments for a period of time, I was dissatisfied with the quality of instruments. So I said, hey, you've got a wood shop. You've had particular ideas your whole life on how an instrument or a drum should sound. Why don't you build a set of drums? So in 2005, I built my first set of drums, and I was very pleased with the results. And I ended up selling that kit. And so that's how Bucks County Drum Company was born.
Yeah, but I mean, it can't possibly be like I sold my first drum set, dude, and then fucking open a business, right? So like,
no, what I did was I said, hey,
you probably have to hold that close, just so you know.
I'm sorry. I had the cabinet business, and I thought, well, this is something I can do in conjunction with my cabinet business. It's related, the same, the tools are the same, and I can do some fill-in work and maybe grow the business naturally and slowly over time. And in 2006, I ended up moving from Plumsteadville, where my shop was, to Percy, Pennsylvania. And I came up with a couple of really unique shell innovations. So in 2007, I went back to work for a builder full time. So from 2007 until
so you stopped doing your own business and
my
then
own
went to go
cabinet
work
business,
for somebody
yeah.
else.
So I could focus. My shop was smaller, so I wanted to focus on the drums. It really became a huge passion for me, and I realized that everything that I had ever done in my life was a stepping stone to that. Everything. If you were to pour all my life's experiences into a funnel, it would come out drum maker. I mean, that's the way I feel anyway.
What?
So I live for it. Some people live for playing. I live for building drums, and for me, it was always about the instrument. It was always about getting the best sound out of the instrument as possible, the most natural sound without having to be a lot of work. And so I concentrated. I've been working 7 days a week for basically 9 years straight, up until early 2016. I would take all my evenings and all my weekends dedicated to my drum building and developing my patent pending shell innovation, and and trying to grow the business. Because having gotten divorced, it was difficult, to do it in a normal way. So,
Well, I just want to say that's like a testament to some fucking grind right there. I mean, really, it is. So you quit. You're like, all right, you gotta cut something, right?
yeah.
So you gotta cut like your business, right? Yep. And then go and like, I don't know how you felt about it, but it's got to be kind of like a gut punch in a little bit. Like, this is mine. You don't want to let it go. You go work for somebody else, and then dedicate your nights and your weekends to just making drums.
It was all consuming in a good way. I just realize that if I'm going to make this work, times have changed. I'm 51, not that that's old, but doing general construction every day and demolition, I can't do that very long. I can't physically do that. I don't want to do that very long. It was good for me in a lot of ways, and I enjoyed it, and I was good at it, but it's not my life's desire. So I thought, if I'm going to accomplish anything with the drums, I've got to put all my free time. I got to put all my time and effort into that. And I get epiphanies, or things just come to me out of the blue, ideas that I have no idea where they come from. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I'm up thinking about it and figuring stuff out. And I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
So then when you get to 2016, do you stop working and focus solely on this?
Yeah, I jumped in with both feet, and I found a dedicated shop in Warrington, Pennsylvania, and decided that this was the time for me to do this full time.
All right. So now you've got a shop, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, where is that located? Just so that
we're in Warrington, Pennsylvania.
An address.
I'm sorry, it's at 1760 Costner Drive, Warrington, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I was mixing Warrington with Warminster. I was trying to figure out. Wait, do I know? No. Okay. All right. So yeah. Warrington. All right. So now you stopped working. This is all you do full time.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, I just I require drum sales to make sure that I cover my overhead, my building, my shop, and to try and have a life and live and grow the business at the same time. And it's not an easy thing.
So what? So your shop, is it just a shop where you actually go and make, or is there a storefront, or what is it?
I have an office with a small showroom, but it's primarily a manufacturing location. I'm currently working on trying to develop an inventory and have more product for sale online and get the product into stores. So far, everything has been per order basis, a custom order. And I feel that I've been doing this long enough now that I can develop a more of a product that is a ready go instrument that people can say, hey, I really like this color, I like the sound of this, I want to buy it.
So you're not right now at the point of like a wholesale manufacturer. You're not selling like 5 kits to business A, 7 kits to
No,
business B.
yeah, it's
somebody comes to you and says, "Bro, I want a drum set," and you're like, "I can do that for you."
exactly.
And, wow, dude, that's wild. So everything is custom made for that person.
Exactly.
Dude, does that mean that you get to like tack on a little bit more on that retail end to be like, this is a custom job? Like,
I try to be competitive. I understand the musicians are hardworking people as well, and so they want to make their dollars count. I try to keep things realistic. I don't by any means inflate the cost of the product just for the sake of making more money.
Right.
I do this, obviously I have to make money in order to keep doing it, but I want to be fair about it.
so what's the process? What's the process of building a drum kit?
You can go right on my website, which is www.buckscountydrumco.com, and you can build a kit of your own right there. You can go in and pick your hardware, your colors, and your shell selection, and your hardware selection, and buy it right there. And it's all the same as if you can call me on the telephone and do the same thing, or you can come in and see me in the shop.
But I guess what I'm asking for you is that you're the builder of these things.
Yes.
What is that? What is that process? Like, I mean, how does a drum kit get built? Like,
Well,
how do you like?
First thing to do is make the shells. Find out what the customers' needs are, and what kind of music are they playing primarily, and then we choose a shell material to go along with that. Once we have the shell material allocated, I build the shells, and once the shells are done, then the finish goes on, and then we do the layout and the hardware and the head selection and put it together.
Dude.
It's the most time consuming part is making the shells, but it's also the most important part.
So what is the process of making a shell? How does somebody make a shell?
Well, I have a patent. The patent pending design is a ply shell, which is in combination with a solid wood shell. Since the 1920s, the shells have been made in a form of a ply process, which is very thin layers of wood glued together. And there's a number of reasons for doing that. It's faster, it's stronger, more stable, more economical to make, and you can mass produce them pretty quickly, and they're consistent and they stay in tune, and there's a number of ways to do that with molds. And what the other method of making drums is out of solid wood format. You can use a steam bend method or a stab method, and they have a really nice tone, but the problem with solid wood is that they're solid wood. And what I mean by that is they expand and contract a lot, and they change a lot with the environment. They can split, they can shrink, they can go out around. So while it's a very nice sound, it's not always a user-friendly product, and they're very expensive, and they're very heavy. So what I did was I took a solid wood shell, and I fused it into the interior of a ply shell. And in doing so, I now have the best of both worlds. I have an instrument that sounds very woody and has a lot of warmth and a lot of projection and a thicker sound, but it's backed up by that backbone being the ply shell on the outside. And that ply shell makes it, just pulls it all together, and it gives it it's a very strong shell too. I was going to say the clinic we're doing at the Fire has a kit that incorporates that very design.
Dude, all right, so let's talk about that for a minute. So how did you get this going on with the clinic here tonight, hooking up with Modern Drummer? How did that all come together?
Well, the clinic here tonight, Karen just reached out to me and said, would I be interested in doing something along those lines? And I said, absolutely. We're always interested in about meeting new people and talking about our drums and meeting more musicians. With Modern Drummer, I just took the bull by the horns and called them and said, hey, listen, I have these drums that I've been making for a long time now. Would you guys be interested in checking them out? And so managing editor Mike Dawson said, yeah, absolutely. And I took a couple kits up there, and he ended up playing them and writing a review and publishing the review in his magazine We've had two publications now, one in April of 2016 and one in June of 2017.
Did you have a relationship with Mike before that?
No, mm-mm.
None. So you just went on some Gary V shit and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna reach out if I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it."
I never met the man. I took a drive up there and took him drums and met him, and he's a very approachable individual, very nice guy, super talented, super smart. He got the concept right away with the new shell design, and after he started doing the review on the first kit, which was a jazz kit, he contacted me and he said, "Chris, how do I go about owning one of these?" I said, "You just tell me what you want. We'll put an order together." So he was very impressed with the result of the product.
Dude, that is so badass, man. And so, to be clear, what you did is that you reached out to him, I guess, pre-June 2017, right? And then you got him the kit. He loved the kit. He participated in the kit.
Yeah.
So how did it lead up tonight to where you got him to come
Well, we
out?
stay in touch. I tried to do some marketing with Modern Drummer and advertise with them. We've been involved in a few different endeavors together. The kit that's currently at the fire for the clinic is a kit he borrowed. I said, "Hey, I made this new kit. I think you'll really like." And he says, "Hey, I have a gig coming up. Do you think I could try it out?" It just so happens that they're in northern New Jersey, so they're not too far away. In fact, he was playing with Larry Mitchell, and they opened it up for Stanley Jordan out at the Crossroads in Garwood, New Jersey. And so I went out to the show and got to see the kid in action. And during the process, he shot a video and put and said some really nice things. Basically he said that the drums sounded really, they recorded really easily, and thought that they just sounded great.
Dude.
So yeah, it's he's just he's become a bit of a friend. We have a business relationship, but at the same time, he's become a friend. And he offers good feedback on the product, and I don't have this inflated ego that I think that mine are the best in the world, and I could, for whatever reason, say that I feel that they are, but I'm always looking to improve and make improvements, and how can I make things better? And I'm probably my own worst critic, but at the same time, I always want to make something that I feel is cutting edge, but at the same time is a user-friendly product. And one of the things I'm really proud of with my drums, and it's always been an obstacle for me, is to make a drum that doesn't require any muting or any duct tape or on the heads, and you can just basically put the heads on, tune it up, and they sound great.
So it's funny to me that you said, "No, I've got a real cool, calm head about it." If that would have gone through the shitstorm that you just told me about, like a divorce, a marriage, a divorce, stopping my business, working for somebody else, working nights, and no way, dude. I would be taking pictures of that article and showing my ex-wife and being like, "Modern drummer, girl." You know what I mean?
I'm very.
I'd gloat. I would gloat.
I'm very proud. Modern Drummers, to me, the #1 publication for over 40 years now. I've been reading them since I was a kid.
I was gonna say, yeah. Did you ever think one day I'm gonna be a modern drummer?
I always wanted to be there as a player. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I took enough years off from playing. I probably would never be the player that I used to be. But no, it's a very proud accomplishment, and I could say wholeheartedly, everybody that works there is just top shelf. They're great people, and it shows in how they do everything. And I've been there, met a number of the employees, and everybody's very accommodating, very friendly, and I think that's important. You want to, if you're going to attach yourself to any business situation, no matter what it is, you want to make sure that they're people that have the same vibes that you do, that they go along with your mentality and your state of mind, and that they're good people.
So do you have other clinics, events that go on at your spot ever, or do anything in that area?
And I'm sorry, the what?
Yeah, do you have like drum clinics or things like the events like this go on at your shop? Or?
Yeah, we're working on that. I've been kind of I don't have a full staff of employees. I have some part-timers that come in and help me periodically. It's tough to find good drum builders and get people up to speed. My shop is still kind of small, and I'm looking to expand. And yes, it's something I want to do. I've also been in the process of perfecting the product. It was important for me to make sure that everything is exactly the way I needed to be before I went and spent a lot of money building a whole bunch of drums and hiring a bunch of people. So yeah, now I'm ready to do that, and I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to build the drums and have the showroom full. When people walk in, they go, "Hey, wow, this was cool." And then yes, we can have some clinics, and we've had a few. We had one at the Hard Rock Cafe with Jim Hines and Tom Catoni. Tom Catoni played in a band called the Churchills. Jim Hines was Brian Wilson's drummer for 12 years. Both of these guys are phenomenal players and endorsers of mine. So we had a clinic there, and then we had a clinic at Puck and Doylestown, which is another really good music venue.
Dude, that's awesome. One of the things that you point out, because I have to hire people every now and then for a completely different thing, but I would imagine you like you mentioned, it would just be a lot more difficult because you're looking for a certain skill set. So my question is, when you're looking at hiring somebody for the part-time or a gig portion or whatever it is, what are you looking for exactly?
Detail-oriented people, people that hopefully are drummers, that understand what I'm trying to go for. And then also, if I can get a good carpenter, really that's where I need help is in the shop, and skilled people that aren't going to cut their fingers off, and do a good job and have an eye for detail, but also understand what it is I'm trying to achieve with the instrument. And a finisher. One of the most important things in the shop is the finish of the drums, and if it requires a lot of my time, and as I get busier, it's something I'm going to need to delegate to someone else more and more. So it's all part of the growth process.
Dude, I'm just so impressed by everything, and you're just so nonchalant about the whole thing. But it's just like, it's just a crazy thing for me to see or hear or think about as somebody that gave everything all up, worked nonstop, on it, and ended up at Modern Drummer, develops this relationship, hiring people. Like, it's just a badass story.
Well, I guess because I live it every day. It's kind of like I don't know. If you were in a boat and the boat capsized and you had to swim a mile to land or something, you're not thinking about anything but getting to the land. You know what I mean? You're just thinking about swimming. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking about just doing what I got to do. Nobody's going to take care of me in this life, and I don't expect anybody to take care of me. So I know that in order to achieve my personal goals as well as my business goals, I got to keep working.
Did anybody ever in your journey look at you like you were crazy? Like, dude, what are you doing? You're over 40, you're playing with drums. Come on, man. Like,
you're always going to have critics, but you can't worry about that because it's not their journey, it's mine. And so I look for constructive criticism. Obviously, if people have things to say to me, then sure, but do it in a way that is constructive. But if people are just outright negative, I don't give it the energy, because if I give it the energy, then I'm owning it, and I don't want to own their negative qualities.
Yeah, I guess the reason that I asked that question is that, and this is probably even for like the younger kids that are 20 something, like that are still playing in bands and like still trying to tour and still trying to do it. And there's got to be like a family member or somebody that's like, man, come on, what are you doing? What are you?
No, everybody I know for the most part is very supportive, friends and family. A lot of my people in my family are old school. You work hard, you put in a long day's work, you save your money, you buy your home, you retire. You know what I mean? But that's not everybody's journey. And I always felt like I wanted to do something more. I've tried a number of different things. When I was a kid, I was a heck of an athlete. My dad, in fact, was drafted by the Phillies when he was right out of high school.
What?
As a pitcher. He was a phenomenal baseball player. But his father and his family felt that wasn't a real career choice, so he didn't do it.
What?
Yeah, it was
what?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, now the funny thing is if he had done that, I may not be here, because he may not have met my mom and all those things. So, but I spent a lot of time as a kid. I was a really good athlete, and I used to try out for the Phillies and go to the camps and do all that stuff. And now I can't even hardly throw a ball, but it was something that I had a passion for way back then. So I was always looking to do something different and achieve more than just having a job and going to work every day.
Dude, you are a badass individual, man. I mean, you really are. I guess, I mean, there are preludes and droplets of advice in this whole podcast, but it sounds like such a cheesy question, but as somebody who's been through it and like, you know, you're at where you're at now, and after trying several years of doing several different things, what advice do you have somebody for whatever it is that they want to do? Like whether it's be in a band, be a rapper, be marketing agency executive, whatever it is, what advice do you have for that person?
Just keep at it. You know, you don't get anywhere if you stop. I didn't, you know, I'm not even close to being where I know I want to be and where I need to be. And I guess the best thing I can tell myself is I didn't come this far to only come this far. I didn't dedicate the past 13 years of my life to just stopping. You know what I mean? You don't, no matter what it is, whatever you want to achieve.
We want it so quick. We want it tomorrow. We want it in a year. This is a 13-year story.
Yeah, this has been going on for 13 years. You know, from the time I first made my first drum set to today. And so, you know, it's getting, you know, I would say, yeah, I'm getting there. You know, I'm currently looking to grow my business. I'm currently looking to improve my living situation, but that's not going to happen until the business grows. And so if that means I got to go do this or do that, then I'm going to do it. You know.
So what are the goals for expansion? What are you hoping 2018?
Well, I'm looking to. There's another spot available in the building that I lease, and I'm looking to expand it there to my finishing, the spray finishing, and if I'm able to do that, that'll open up a lot more room in the current shop, and that'll also enable me to get some more product in there, and that's probably the number one goal is to develop a whole product line, and that also incorporates a new lug. Lug casings, my own lug casing is really important. I also developed a hoop design which holds the drum head on. I developed a whole miking system that I'm currently working on, and the miking system is going to be very drummer and user friendly. It's going to adjust with drum keys. So and that's going to be a patent pending innovation as well. So my mind is always going. I'm always looking for these very innovative ideas just to work on and come. You know, and I'm hoping that I know that the mic design is very, very awesome. And once that gets off the ground, that's going to really help facilitate a lot of other things.
Crazy, dude. That is some strong stuff, man. Well, I wish you the best. I really hope that people will support you from Philly to Jersey to New York. You seem like you've already got it under wraps. How many hours a day? How many days a week are you working on this?
I work 6 days a week. I work Monday through Friday, generally from 9:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night, and then I put in almost a full day on Saturday. And then a little downtime on Sunday. I work a lot of Sundays too. Actually, customers sometimes are only available Sundays, so I meet with them. I try to keep my evenings available to meet with people, and I dedicate my days to manufacturing.
That's crazy, man. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Something I didn't cover?
No, just thank you for the time. It's an honor and privilege to be here at the fire this evening, and I'm looking forward to having some fun with all my friends and my supporters who are out tonight. I think, like I said earlier, if you have any goal, no matter what it is, just don't give up.
People want to contact you. How do they do that?
Best way to do it is email. I get a lot of calls and a lot of emails every day. But email's my number one thing because I can do that any time of day. It's buckscountydrums@comcast.net. Or if they do want to call and speak to me directly, they can do so at 215-792-7611.
Bucks County Drums, folks. Check them out. Make sure you get a new kit from there. If you're going to get a kit, you might as well do it here locally. If you get a chance, Chris, you do check out Philadelphia Drum & Co. I believe they sell drums, but I don't know if they make
they're
drums.
Great. That's Brandon Fun. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He has some really great product in there. Looking to hopefully develop a relationship with him at some point.
Excellent, man. Great. Well, you're kicking ass, dude. Just keep kicking ass. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And everybody support local businesses. Fucking get your drums from here, man.
Thanks, Shane. I appreciate it.
You bet. Talk to you later.